back to you right now here in studio. Jeremy Saltan, political advisor to the Yamina Party and director of English operations at the right-wing Yamina Party. And have you had any champagne yet? How are you feeling right now?
I am feeling great. It's great to be with you, Benita. Congratulations, I should say, to all Israeli citizens. After 4 elections, after 2+ years of just countless instability, we're in this place where finally we can say we have a government. Finally, we're able to go ahead and start a new chapter. We're able to go ahead and have a coalition that is the most unlikely bunch that you would have ever thought. Parties from the right, parties from the left, Arab parties joining, the first time the Ra'am party joining the coalition. This is a government of all Israeli citizens, right, left, religious, secular, Jewish, Arab. This is a beautiful thing, a beautiful day, a chance to be able to look towards a government that's going to work for the economy, putting us back there again. It's just so amazing. I'm so happy right now, Benita.
I can see that you look very happy. Did you really think this was going to happen?
I had a lot of faith, but you never know. You never know. I mean, I was thinking about it just, while I was coming into the studio. This is a historic moment. This is, I had the honor and privilege to be running on a list where the leader of my list, Naftali Bennett, is going to be the next prime minister of the state of Israel. To be a part of this historic moment is just an amazing thing. It's a humbling thing. This is someone, of course, that I've worked with for years, who I know very well. And I know that we are getting such an amazing prime minister that just cares so much about all Israelis. It's just an amazing moment for me. I'll definitely admit that, but I believe also for all citizens of Israel.
Give us some personal inside information in terms of how Naftali Bennett has responded. What was your last conversation with him?
Well, we were just writing on WhatsApp, so I don't know if you would call that a phone conversation. But the last time I saw him in person, or the last phone conversation, or just now texting with him, he's just realizing again that we're putting an end to this chaos. We're just putting an end to this situation where nobody knows what's going to be and what's going to happen. To be able to give people, again, this faith within the system. People are just so sick and tired. The amount of trust that will actually work stuff out. I spoke to so many people, even your question, is it going to happen? Nobody believed us. No one thought that we would get here. They said, and you know what? Against all odds, we're able to go ahead and do it because Naftali is a very determined guy. And I'll say, something about Yair Lapid, because over the years, he's been a political rival of ours. And I've probably said things here and there where they're probably not the nicest, but he's also a person who showed a lot of leadership. And I do not believe it would have been possible to get anywhere close to this achievement today without him being able to make a lot of difficult concessions, very significant on his end, making sure that he worked with the parties that are part of his change bloc to be able to allow us to get what we needed so that we could give to our constituency to be able to then go ahead and sign. There's a bit of irony that out of the 8 parties signing the coalition to make Naftali Bennett prime minister, that we were the last ones to sign on it. But that just, again, shows to our voters that we made sure until the last moment to make sure that we got everything we could possible for our constituency. And I think that once everything is publicized, and of course all the agreements will be out there for the public, for you guys and everyone else to be able to look, you'll be able to see that we got a lot. There is a lot of very positive things for everybody in this, coalition agreements, the coalition guidelines. This is really, again, a new chapter in Israel's history.
Talking of a new chapter, a photograph was just up on our screens right now. It is definitely going to be going viral. You can see Yair Lapid, Naftali Bennett and Mansour Abbas all sitting around looking very relaxed, quite casual, and obviously signing the agreements that we have been talking about. Outside, though, a lot of demonstrators, protesters, some supporting the change bloc and others saying that this coalition simply won't last. Talk to us about your realistic concerns, Jeremy.
Well, I wouldn't say they're doing it casually. They're dead tired. I mean,
and the whole country is tired, Jeremy.
I understand that. But one of the most remarkable moments of the day is when we found out that Yair Lapid went to go home to sleep for a few hours. He didn't even, like sleep there. He's like, I'm just going home and sleeping. And like the entire country is waiting to see if we can have a coalition, and the guy's actually able to sleep. But that just shows you how hard everyone's been working. Look, there are legitimate concerns about this coalition. That's why we wanted to work as much as we could out beforehand so everyone feels that they have what to gain from continuing in this coalition. This is going to be where the test is. Are we going to have MKs, one would think freshmen MKs because they're new, decide to troll the other side? If on the right or the left, we have MKs that decide to score, brownie points, propose a bunch of pieces of legislation which won't pass anyways because of the veto power that both sides have here, then, it's not going to be a government that's going to be able to do a whole lot. But I really believe there's a lot here in terms of education, health, in terms of infrastructure, transportation. There's so much we can do. If people stick to the plan and the agreements that we have, there's enough here for everybody to be able to have a really, I feel, good attitude going towards this term. But again, if we're going to have a bunch of trolls that decide to go ahead and put it at risk, there's not much we can do. It's on each party leader to be able to restrain their MKs to make sure that everyone is held in line to allow us to be able to do what Israelis want, which is to have a government that's going back to work for them, to pass, state budgets, to be able to finally do the most basic elementary aspect of government, and that is taking the resources, the taxes that everyone pays, prioritize, and make sure that we're able to provide the basic public services that everyone deserves to have.
We also want to talk about possible defections, including out of the Yamina